they need to, in terms of safety and efficacy and the quality of the product. This will be more challenging for the pharmaceutical industries and the lengthy approval process. Before this pharmaceutical product can be marketed, it must undergo so much, like it's not like other industries or other products. We need to do some once we get a patent, it does not mean that you can market your product like other industries. For us, it is like you need to get a marketing authorization from the regulatory bodies. For that, you need to prove that your drug is safe and effective and quality. And even after proving, it will be taking so much of time for the approval process. This approval process, it may take so much of time, where you will be wasting that your patentable term. Right. Next one is highly competition, where we can see high competition in the pharmaceutical field, where the many companies will be doing this generic market and all. Even if you do the novel work or novel drugs and all, the generic competition will be there always. And ethical consideration. The marketing of the pharmaceutical product must be conducted ethically and responsibly, which avoiding the misleading claims and adhering to the strict promotional guidelines.
Hello. Hello. Others.
Strict promotional guidelines, where we need to adhere to the ethical considerations before getting into the market. Next one is patent and exclusive concern. These patent and exclusive concern, these we'll be discussing now. We'll be more discussing about this topic in further slides. So we all know these are the there are different intellectual property where we can be applicable in the pharmaceutical industries.
Hello.
One is the patents. It is a common form of IPR. It is the most common form of IPR where you can exclusive rights to make, use, sell, or import your patented products for 20 years. And these 20 years, it depends on the country as per their regulations. Next one is trademarks. A trademark is for the brand identity of the pharmaceutical product. With this, you can distinguish it from the other products. Let's go to the copyrights. In the copyright protection, the original work of authorship will be protected. In pharmaceutical industry, the research papers or clinical trial data or marketing material, everything will come under this copyrights. If you go to the trade secrets, the trade secret is the protection of the confidential information. These confidential information may be related to the formulas or the manufacturing process. These are all the intellectual property rights which are applicable to the pharmaceutical industries. We will be discussing more about the patent protection. The patent protection, as we all know, the patent grant inventors exclusive right to the inventions, preventing others from making, using, or selling the invention without permission. The pharmaceutical patents provides protection for the new drugs, formulations, dosage forms, and method of treatment, and many more. The requirements for this patentability, it should be a novel drug, and it should be non-obvious, and it should be useful. Let me explain this topic. Let's go into the deep. If you see this picture, the bottom side you can see the years. On the top side, it is the process which is involved to get your product into the market. If you see the original patent time, it may take nearly 20 years. These 20 years, we usually do the patenting time during the R&D phase. That R&D phase, after R&D phase, actual story starts actually. Once patent is issued, you will be going to the non-clinical testing funnel. Once you go, have done with the non-clinical testings, you will be filing IND, which is called investigative new drug application, which is called like which is for the getting your like product to do the clinical trials. It is a permission to do the clinical trials that we need to apply for the FDA. Once we get an IND clearance, you can go to the clinical trials where you have to do all the clinical trials, all the phases of the clinical trials, and then you need to prove that your drug is safe and effective. At the same time, you have to prove that you are going to manufacture. You have to assure that you are going to manufacture the quality product. That situation, you need to, after finishing of all the process, you need to file an NDA. The NDA is called as new drug application. This NDA application, the reviewing time, it will take so much of time. Nearly about 1 year it will take for the review itself, which means in your original patent term, 1 year it is getting wasted because of the approval time. And once you get the AAD approval, then only you are eligible to market your pharmaceutical product. It's not like other products. We need to get a marketing authorization before getting getting into the market. And this itself, it will take nearly 15 years of your patent term. Like developing the product or developing this, whatever, clearing this, whatever regulatory requirements, it will take 15 years, which means that you will be getting only 5 years to market your product, right? See, this is an example I'm telling about, and it may vary, depends on the when you have going to do the patent, and when you and it also depends on the type of the product. Okay, then so what we have identified here is the patenting time when we are doing the patent. That is the critical thing here. See, before going to the patent, we need to consider what pharmaceutical industries used to consider whether this invention is patentable or not. Then they will see the patent will be having a broad scope or not. Whether they will be checking whether any infringement case may come, there is any potential for infringement of this patent or not. This they will check. And if they will be checking when to do the patent or not. If you do the patent now, how much duration it will be, the patenting term and all will be, they will be calculating. Based on that, they will be doing the patent term. And they will also check any alternative forms of protection to make the product into the market. See, as I said earlier, the patenting term is patenting is not enough to get your pharmaceutical product into the market. In order to market your pharmaceutical product, you must obtain regulatory approval from the relevant regulatory authorities. The regulatory approval process can be complex and time consuming, and it varies depending on the country. That this consuming process, like whatever approval process, it depends on the country. This have listed out some few countries and their regulatory agencies and what is the average time to do the approval process. See, if you see the United States, the regulatory agencies is FDA, US FDA, which is Food and Drug Administration. It is taking nearly 10 to 12 months. Where in European Union, the regulatory agency is European Medical Agency. It is taking nearly 9 to 11 months. Where in Japan, it is PMDA, a pharmaceutical and medical device agency. It is taking around 7 to 8 months. And Canada, it is the agency is Health Canada. It is taking 6 to 8 months. China, National Medical Products Administration, NMPA, it is taking 12 to 15 months. India, the Central Drug Standards Control Organization, it is taking 6 to 8 months. And Brazil, it is taking National Health Survey Agency, and we saw it is taking around 7 to 9 months. So this much period, review period, is getting wasted in your patent term. Okay, so there is a term. Before going to the actual topic, we need to discuss this concept. So, like before going to Hatch-Waxman Act, we need to discuss about this some terms so that it will be easily understood. Like marketing exclusivity. marketing exclusivity, which enables the drug product to have exclusive monopoly or status in the market of certain number of years. And you should not it is not the same as the patent protection. We should not get confused with the patent protection. The marketing exclusivity will be different, and patent protection is different. Okay, which means that if you have a marketing exclusivity, which means that FDA cannot legally approve a generic drug application. If you have this marketing exclusivity, till the time FDA will not approve the generic drug application for the same product until unless the exclusive period expires. See, I'd like to explain the same picture. We have seen this marketing period. We have, as we have discussed, we will be having only the 5 years of marketing period, and that is also not safe. Why? Because there is a term called patent infringement, where the generic drug manufacturers can challenge your patent and make your patent invalid, which means that you are not going to manufacture even for the 5 years. Which means that what is that? Like, if the generic drug manufacturer will file a petition against you, your patent will be cancelled. If your patent is not proper, your patent will be cancelled and it will be entering into the generic market. So for that, what they have done to compensate, as per the Hatch-Waxman Act, to compensate the innovator drug, what they have done, they have come up with a plan called as market exclusivity. This market exclusivity will be the given after NDA approval, where you are exclusively, you only can market this product, and US FDA will not give any permission to the other manufacturers to enter into the market until the completion of this market exclusivity. So followed by this market exclusivity period is depends on the drug, and depends on the people, depends on the type of drug what you are making, and that it varies from single drug to drug. Later it will be continued, like whatever the patent term will continue after the market exclusivity. Finally, you're going to manufacture, for only 5 years, but in this marketing exclusivity will prevent the generic drug manufacturers to enter into the market. Okay, so this marketing exclusivity, as I said, it will be given to a particular drugs. It should be a new chemical entity. Then you will be getting marketing exclusivity, and then the drug should be treated for a particular condition. That situation you will be getting marketing exclusivity, and drug should be approved for a particular use. These are all the conditions. If you see, these are the classification what they have given. For new chemical entity, their marketing exclusivity will be given for 5 years. And for the generic, for the first generic application, this we will discuss later, the further classes. This is all we are going to discuss. Like the first generic application, we are going to get 180 days exclusivity. And subsequent application to after first generic application, if anyone submits another generic application, for them there will be no marketing exclusivity. And then orphan drugs, they are giving more time for the exclusivity period. It is around 7 years. 7 years, so like some orphan drugs are why? Because the orphan drugs, they will be treating for the limited period of people to compensate the R&D whatever R&D expenditure what the company has put into the develop this orphan drug. They are giving more years. Then pediatric exclusivity. The marketing exclusivity will be around only 6 months. The reason behind this is they don't want to stop the affordable medicine generic market entering into generic products entering into the market. So in terms of pediatric case, so they have given very less amount or less time for the pediatric exclusivity. There is another term which we need to discuss, which is called patent term extension. As I said earlier, patent, we are going to lose so much of time in the regulatory approval process. That regulatory approval process, it will take around 1 year. If it is, sometimes it will take more time also because of the complexity of the drug. So that situation, you can ask the US Patent Trademark Office to extend the patent. This patent extension also has been given by the Hatch-Waxman Act. These paid US PTO, you have to file within, after approval, within 60 days, you have to go and file, and you need to submit so many documents which is related to the patent and approval letter, and you need to explain why it has been taken so much of time for the review process. Then they will be granting you the patent term extension. This patent term extension will be helping little bit. See the same thing, the same picture. If you see, this is the what is the time period between the ANDA and ANDA approval phase, which may around 1 year, or sometimes if the drug is more complex, it may be around 2 years also. That situation, you have to ask for the patent term extension. This patent term extension will be the extension of your patent term, and that year, that extension time, it depends on the how much time they have spent for the review process. So it will be added for your marketing process. You will first will be getting marketing exclusivity after the ANDA approval. Then your marketing time will be increased. See, let's go into the actual topic, which is called a Hatch-Waxman Act, which is passed in the United States Congress in 1984. The reason behind discussing this is this: before this act, there is when we wanted to apply any generic application, the generic manufacturer has to do the clinical trials, like same as new drug, like innovator products. He has to prove the safety and efficacy of the drug. Then he has to follow the same footsteps of the FDA, whatever the process, what they have done, innovator has done, same thing they used to do, and they used to enter into the market. That situation will not be getting the medicines in a less cost. Why? Because the generic manufacturers also will be spending the same amount what the innovator has spent. Okay. Then that situation, to compensate, to get the affordable medicines into the market, this Hatch-Waxman Act came to the existence. This Hatch-Waxman Act has allowed to file abbreviated new drug application. Abbreviated new drug, which is called as ANDA. This abbreviated new drug application is which means that you don't need to do any clinical trials. You just need to prove that your drug is bioequivalent to the branded drug. So that if once you have the patent is expired, they will be giving you have to file ANDA saying that your drug is bioequivalent to the branded drug. For that, you are not going to spend much money on the R&D. So that is the reason, that is the main reason why we are getting the generic drugs in less cost. Why? Because they are not spending much on the R&D. They are not spending much on the clinical trials. So because of this act only, the generics have come into the market. Okay. So why we need to discuss about the Hatch-Waxman Act? Why? We can discuss many things about the Indian regulations, but the thing is now we need to teach we used to get we are aware of the Indian regulations, but the thing is that our students is going to work in the pharmaceutical industries where they are supplying the product to the US. Every company in India wants to market their products in US because of the cost of medicine in US, and the making cost of drugs is very cheap, very less here. So we should not stick to the same regulations of Indian regulations. No, why? Because we are like global players now. So we are supplying the generic market all over the world. So that situation, you need to concern about this Hatch-Waxman Act. As we all know that India is supplying like second largest supplier of generic drugs to the United States. That because of these acts, the entire marketing strategy has been changed. All the legal issues also the Indian pharmaceutical industries are facing now because of this act. This act has changed the way the pharmaceutical industries do the business. Let me tell you like how much we are how supplying for the US. From 2013, I have taken the data from 2013 to till 2022. Nearly 86 US billion dollars we are like a market we have, and we are supplying 4,654 million units of drugs we are supplying to the US. Slowly we are increasing in terms of the quantity, and in terms of the profit we are the global players. These are the two persons who is responsible for this Hatch-Waxman Act. One is Orrin Hatch and another one is Henry Waxman. These two people, like Orrin Hatch is he is well known for his intellectual property and patent laws, where Henry Waxman he is known for his work on healthcare and environment protection. So these two people are responsible to get the product, like get this Hatch-Waxman Act, which is the Patent Term Restoration Act, where we'll be like where they try to do the balance between the innovator and the generic drugs. This Hatch-Waxman Act's intention is the same, like it is to take the balance between the innovator by promoting the innovation. At the same time, they are balancing between the generic drugs, where it will be helpful for the patients to get an affordable prescription drugs. See, by this act, they facilitated the entry of generic drugs into the market by allowing the generic manufacturers to file abbreviated new drug application, so that it made the entry to the generic drug manufacturers by using the ANDA. But at the same time, they are compensating the original developers for regulatory delays, what happening in the review process, and they are giving the patent term extension. See, if you see the act, this act helps you. This act helps you to make the abbreviated new drug applications, which means that generic drug manufacturers do not have to conduct their own clinical trials, which can save time, money. This can help to speed up the process of bringing generic drugs to the market, which can benefit the consumers, by lowering the price. At the same time, the act provides the patent term extension for the branded brand name drugs that are subjected to the lengthy FDA review process. This helps to compensate drug manufacturers for the time lost during the FDA approval process. This can help to encourage the innovation by ensuring the drug manufacturers having the financial incentive to develop the new drugs. At the same time, these acts provide anti-competitive practices, and delaying the entry of generic drugs. And this will also ensure the frivolous patent litigation what has been filed by the NDA. Because of this law, this law has been criticized for leading too much generic competition, which has made difficult for the brand name drug manufacturers to recoup their research and development cost. This can discourage the drug manufacturers from developing the new drugs. At the same time, this act is allowing the brand name drug manufacturers to file a patent infringement lawsuit against the generic drug manufacturers who has challenged their patents. See, this is the patent term challenged by the generic drug manufacturers. We'll be discussing more about this para 4 certification and all now. As we all know about this Orange Book, This orange book will be containing approved prescription drugs. These approved prescription drugs, which also contains the details about the drugs and their exclusivity period and their patent term, when it is going to expire and all. These details and all will be there in this orange book. If you see, the companies can seek the approval to market a generic. If you wanted to market your generic drug, you have to prove, like you have to state that which application you are making it for. There are 4 types of certifications. One is paragraph 1 certification, para 2 certification, para 3 and para 4 certifications. Para 1 certification, which means that there is no relevant patent is listed in orange, which means that there is that drug is already existing in the market from long back, but it has not been patented. There is no patent for that drug. That situation you can apply in the form of para 1 certification. And para 2 certification, which means that the patent is already expired. Patent is already expired. In these 2 cases, the generic drug the approval for the generic drug can be given immediately after the review time. If you go to the third one, the para 3 certification, which means that the patent is not expired yet, it is going to expire. It is going to expire, which means that you are agreed, the generic drug manufacturers are agreed to wait until it is expired. You have to wait even after filing of ANDA in a para 3 certification. You have to wait till the expiry of the product. That is the para 3 certification. Next one is para 4 certification. Para 4 certification is most challenging. You are going to, as a generic manufacturer, you are going to challenge the patent. You have to challenge the patent of the innovator, and you have to prove that it is invalid. This process and all we are going to discuss now, the para 4 certification process and all. See, once you get the para 4 certification, the para 4 certification, which has not been expired, but applicant certifies that patent is invalid or it is not infringed by this code. If you can prove this para 4 certification, you can stop this patenting term. For that, you need to do, you have to apply ANDA and you have to challenge the patent in the court. And once you applied ANDA, you have to notify the branded drug sponsor or patent holder within 20 days. After 20 days, within 20 days, if you are notifying, the patent holder has to respond within 45 days. If the person is not filing any infringement, or if he is not responding within 45 days, it will, the US FDA will be granting 180-day market exclusivity to the generic drug manufacturers who has applied for the para 4 certification. They will be getting 180 days exclusivity. Till the completion of 180 days exclusivity, they will not be approving any other generics also. Okay. If the branded drug sponsor has filed an infringement suit against generic applicant within 45 days, then actual story starts. Then the US FDA will be postponing this generic drug approval for 30 months. For 30 months until you clear the patent infringement or the patent has to expire. These are the 2 things. So it has to expire, patent has to expire to give marketing authorization for the generic drugs, or it has to be proved as invalid in the court. That is called 30-month stay. In this 30-month stay, they will not touch, they will not give any approval to any other generic manufacturer. So we have seen, right, this exclusivity time will be given for before, like this exclusivity time for the generic drug application will be given for 180 days. The rest of subsequent applications, we are not, they will not be giving any exclusivity time. Let's go into the case studies. The first case study regarding this para 4 certification. In 2006, the Bayer Laboratories have filed an ANDA with the FDA of generic version of the brand name called drug called Lipitor. It is an atorvastatin drug. So, which has been like the Pfizer is the innovator for that. They have filed a para 4 certification. Para 4 certification. They have filed a para 4 certification. They have then within 45 days, the Pfizer has responded back and filed a patent infringement suit against the Bayer Laboratories. And the case went to the trial in 2008. See the difference. In 2006, it has been filed, ANDA has been filed, and 2008, this trial has gone to the court, where jury found that the patent was valid only. The whatever valid only. Then they have not issued any generic permission for generic market. Then the Bayer Laboratory, like Bayer Laboratories, has appealed this decision. And then also they have got the negative result, and then they have asked to reconsider in the Supreme Court. Then they also denied, and which means that the Bayer Laboratories took so long time, like it is like 2011. It entered into the generic market after expiry of this particular drug patent. In case study 2, in 2002, Caccaso, the pharmaceutical laboratories, where they have filed ANDA against the Prozac, the drug called as Prozac, fluoxetine, where the innovator is Eli Lilly, where they have filed, like they have responded within, but this company has responded within 45 days. But when they go into the trial in 2004, the court is like the court has finalized saying that the patent is invalid. The patent is invalid. Even that after that, the LLB has tried to appeal this court and reconsider their whatever patents, but the court has not accepted. In 2005, the 2 years before the patent expiry of Prozac, they have given the permission for the generic drug manufacturers to enter into the market, which means here the Eli Lilly lost 2 years of their patent time because of this para 4 certification. See, these are the data which I have taken from 2013 to 2022. There are number of para 4 certifications has been filed, and the number of is increasing day by day. The percentage of success of this patent patenting challenging on the patent is on an average it is around 50%. There is another case study where we have to discuss. In 2012, Mylan Laboratories filed a para 4 certifications against the drug of Abbott Laboratories, Adderall XR, where this drug is like what we have done. The Abbott Laboratories, after filing, they have gone to the out of court settlement. In 2013, they have went for the out of court settlement before going to the court, and Mylan agreed to delay the entry of market of their generic drug for 180 days for the exchange of $412 million from the above. They have taken $412 million to stay away from the applying this 180-day exclusivity period of para 4 certification. See, if you are a generic drug manufacturer, these are the steps we need to follow. The first, you need to identify the listed patents from the orange. The second, you need to assess the patent. You need to sit on it and you have to assess whether there are any loopholes regarding the patent, whether this can be this can be challenged or not. And it will take more time, the complexity, and it will take more. It is more complex and time-consuming process. And you can consult the patent attorney for this. And then once you feel that the patent is valid, then you have to file for the ANDA, when you have to do all the ANDA work, bioequivalence work and all, and stability and all data and all you need. That's after that you can file an ANDA. if once the ANDA is filed, you have to notify the patent holder within 20 days, and he has to respond within 45 days. Once he responds, it is fine. Like you have to go for the infringement lawsuit. If he files a infringement lawsuit, if he's not responding, you will be granted with the 180 days exclusivity. Once the infringement lawsuit is filed, you have to fight for the what you have claimed. The things which we need to consider overall is like the first, the company who is filing the para 4 certification will be getting 180 days marketing exclusivity once if you are successful with the challenge, and by in these 180 days they will not be FDA will not be approving any ANDA until the patent dispute is resolved. And like once if he is filing back for the 30-month stay will be there, that 30-month stay they will not, FDA will not approve any ANDA until this patent dispute is resolved. These patent the para 4 certification process is very complex. There are many risks involved. It is important to consult the experienced patent attorney before filing this para 4 certification. By using this as model, the Hatch-Waxman Act as a model, there are so many legislations came in other countries by copying the same rules and regulations, which are very similar to the Hatch-Waxman Act. Here are the some examples. One is the Canada. The Canada has come up with a plan called amendment in 1993, where they will be issuing same 180 days exclusivity and 5 years of patent extension, maximum of 5 years patent extension time. It depends on the time what they have consumed for the review period. At the same time, European Union, they have come up with a guideline, medicines for human use directives in 2001. The guideline is 2001-83, where we will be getting same like US FDA, we will be granting 180 days exclusivity and 5 years of maximum extension time. Indian patent also they are doing the same. Indian Patent Act, which has been amended 2005, which allowed the ANDA like generic drug manufacturers to enter into the market. And once you are getting into the like challenging and infringing the like successful in challenging the branded drugs, you can get 30 months exclusivity period, which is maximum period when compared to other countries. And you will be getting 5 years of extension, patent extension. And China, the patent law of amendment, which is in 2008, came into the existence. That situation, like in 6 months, they are giving exclusivity for the generic drug manufacturers, and 3 years for the patent term extension. Australia Therapeutic Goods Act, which is in 1991, same 12 months and 5 years for patent term extension. Brazil industrial property law, it came in 1996. Same like other the countries like 180 days exclusivity. Even Mexico, South Korea is doing the same. In 180 days exclusivity and 5 years of patent term extension there. With this, conclude my presentation. This act is acting as a basic base for all the acts which has been made by the other countries. This is the act responsible for getting our products in an affordable cost. This is the act which is responsible for what we are consuming now. Whatever the generic drugs is low cost because of this act only. With this, I conclude my presentation. Thank you. Thank you for the Seven Hills College of Pharmacy for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you so much, sir, for a wonderful session regarding Hatch and Waxman things. And dear delegates, now the session is open for question and answers. Please post your queries in the chat box, or you can unmute the mic and you can let us know. Thank you. Sir, we'll wait for some time.
Okay, sir.
So I will check in YouTube comments also once.
Sure.
Sir, I hope this isn't a crystal clear presentation. That's why delegates didn't get any sort of
Thank you.
questions.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sir, just a minute, sir. Sir, on behalf of Seven Hills College of Pharmacy, it is our pleasure to give you the token of gratitude in the form of certificate of appreciation. Sir, please accept virtually, and the same will be sent to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, sir. We'll hope for any offline sessions also, sir, in our college.
Sure, sir, sure.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Sir. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Dear delegates, feedback link will be for the fourth day of EFDP will be shared in the afternoon session, and hope the same support will be continued for the remaining 2 days. Thank you so much, delegates. The afternoon session will be started exactly by 2 o'clock. Thank you so much, sir. Sudhir, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir.